The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
You're listening to 420radio.ca, Canadian Cannabis Radio.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Yeah, man. Hello, Ted. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Today on the 420 Radio Show, we're going to be chatting for a little bit with Ted Smith. He is the founder of the Victoria Buyers Club, which you were the first buyers club in Canada, yeah?
Yeah. Hillary Black was selling cannabis to patients out of the back of Hemp BC when I started, but she hadn't actually gotten an official name or organization or phone number or anything to that effect. So I sort of beat her to that in certain aspects. But yeah, we just celebrated our 30-year anniversary.
Wow. I was a member of COM when they were down on Queen Street in Toronto.
Okay.
And I vividly have a memory of watching the police kick in the door and knock a patient over who was in a wheelchair as they were coming in when they were raided, I guess, maybe 12 years ago now.
Yeah.
You know, you've been raided. You've been evicted. You finally get yourself settled in a place where you're not going to get evicted, hopefully. And look what happens again. You want to explain who you are, and we'll go into what has happened now. This latest fight you're on.
Okay. Well, back in January 1996, I decided that people with basically, incurable chronic medical problems deserved access to cannabis and should have protection according to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms to do that. And so we started up the Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club. But I also had just met a woman who made cookies and brownies and served a lot of people with AIDS. And so I even before I started the club, I met her and really she helped inspire me when I saw all the other medical benefits on top of smoking cannabis that were good for people that were in pretty serious medical need. And so, it was with her cookies and sobs and stuff that I started the club up in January 96, and then went from a van to an apartment, and a few years after into a storefront. And I was doing a lot of activism along the way. I went through a group called Hempology 101. Eventually taught a free non-credit lecture series and published a book. And I was actually on a book tour and convention tour when I met Marcel out east there. And so, I was doing a lot of education stuff. And then I got arrested up at UVic at a 420, passing joints out to students, and got arrested passing cookies out downtown. And then the club got arrested and raided 4 times in 2002, 2003. We were acquitted of every single charge that was laid against us. And then in 2009, our bakery got raided. We took that to the Supreme Court of Canada and won a unanimous decision that made edibles and extracts legal in 2015 for patients, that is. And at that point, the government sort of caved, and the Liberals decided that legalization was a smart move, and it did nothing for patients. And so, if anything, things have been worse for patients since legalization, because doctors are now refusing to sign medical licenses at all in some cases.
Yeah,
So
just go to the
patients,
store, you can get it yourself, kind of thing.
right? So, and so on a personal note, along the way, I fell in love with one of the patients, Gail Quinn, and sadly, she was dying of cancer while we went to the Supreme Court of Canada, and after her death, I took some time off, and then I came back, partly because I could foresee legalization being a serious problem for patients, and so since legalization, the club has been raided 4 times now. The most recent one just last week, and we've been evicted as well, in part because of the pressures put on to us by the province. We have, though, been able to get support from a whole range of people. That's why we're still here and still operating, including our mayor and council. The previous mayor and council have been very supportive. In the next few weeks, I'll be going to this current council to see what they're up to and how much they can do for us.
So you're being evicted again?
That's going to be what the government's trying to do, is get us evicted. So the raid here wasn't trying to intimidate us, really.
No, of course.
It was clearly meant as a strategy towards giving us a fine and then coming after this landlord.
That's what they did at Gunjanistas in Hamilton when I was helping out there.
That's their play.
Yep, they came in and closed everybody down. And when they walked in, there was a patient and an employee sitting there rolling joints for our Hope program. That's all that was there. And they shut us down for 6 months, maybe 8. And we never opened again, of course, because their last strategy was to threaten the landlord.
Yeah.
So where do you go now? You're going to just fight it again? Or are you going to...
Well, we do have a judicial review at play here that's, slowly working its way to court, although now we're trying to push it to happen faster.
Yeah.
We really only put it in the fall of last year. It's been frustrating dealing with administrative law. It's a lot different than criminal law. And so in certain aspects, there isn't the sort of time pressures that occurs with criminal law. And honestly, until last week, we were fairly happy with it just kind of slowly going along. Now we're fast tracking it and getting our expert reports and the last affidavits together so that we can push for a court date for the judicial review as soon as possible.
I had thought that you guys were just happily going along. You had a landlord that was understanding, yada, yada, yada.
Like I said,
that was the case at the last place too, wasn't it?
So it's been over 3 years since the last raid. So it did seem like there was a bit of a reprieve that, that the advocacy towards Mike Farnworth and others that we'd done had somehow been heard and that they'd backed off. But for whatever reason, that patience is gone. Just last month, we also were notified that they are proceeding to seize the home of my girlfriend.
No.
Bought her house long before she ever met me. But she was on the board of directors through this, and ironically, we weren't even together when she was on the board originally here, and now because she's on for the old fines of $3.2 million, they're also moving ahead with that. So we are under pretty serious threat here, that's for sure.
Wow, dude. what else can I say than that? You know, I mean, it's what year is it? It's 2026, and we're still fighting in some ways the same fight. In fact, it's worse in some cases. You know.
Yep.
There's lots going on down in Nova Scotia, as I'm sure you know, with raids.
Yeah.
And
that's sad to see that increased enforcement as well.
But it's all the same reason. It's
control.
Basically, it's not even control. It's a taxation. In Nova Scotia, our provincial government is running out of money, and they got to try and get it from somewhere. So they're going to try and take every cent they can get.
It's all about the money, that's for sure.
Yep.
And then yesterday, I guess, they went in and raided a place or several places in Tanganyika. They're going after the criminal element, they say. They were apparently producing alcohol as well as other stuffs, and they went after them with the band's permission.
No. From what I read, it was not with the band's permission. And
chiefs invited them to come with the tribal police. I read it this morning.
Yeah, I read something else that said that it wasn't. Let's see if I can find that again.
There's a video of somebody. I'm assuming he's a higher up in the clan there, but my dog is sniffing around my chair looking for treats, and it's distracting me. So you were open the next day, I'm assuming. Yes, Tim?
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a struggle to get all of our products back online, but you know, they really didn't even look that hard when they were here, which you know is one more indication that they weren't really trying to rob us or intimidate us, getting financial evidence that they can use to give us a big fine and then follow through with the fine on the landlord. I'm certain that
they did the same thing in Hamilton, and they do the same thing in a lot of different places that they go into.
That's why it's not hard to figure out what they're up to.
Right. I mean, they knew that even though they shut us down, they knew that we were still there. You know, we couldn't go in the lounge itself. We couldn't go in the dispensary itself, but we had 2 floors above. You know, so you find a way to do what you have to do. You've managed to do that. You're keeping your patients relatively, still serving them, and that's really what matters, right? Is keeping your patients. When we were doing Hope in Hamilton, we were asked to leave by the business association that was running that particular area. They said, "Well, can't you go somewhere else?" No, this is where the need is. You know.
Yeah. We don't have that problem. We have a very supportive city here, so that's been nice.
So the city's on board, but the government is not.
It's the provincial and federal government that we're up against. It's weird because it's the federal government writing the rules and the province enforcing them.
So what's for the future for you folks? Just to keep going?
We're in a full-scale civil war right now, so we're engaged in a number of actions. On one hand, politically, we just actually had a meeting this week with the new leader of the Green Party here in British Columbia. She's effectively the opposition to the NDP right now. We're trying to get to David Eby, but it's like pin the tail on the donkey kind of thing. So the way that I think that I'll get to him is actually through the mayor and council. So next week we have a private meeting with the mayor, and then 2 weeks after that, on the 14th, or 2 weeks from now, I should say, on the 14th, we're having a gathering at the city council meeting. I got a few minutes to speak to council, and then afterwards we're going to get everyone out in the square at City Hall to discuss next steps and things that we're doing. I have another campaign day, I want to do a big event online 1 month after the day of the raid. This might actually be the first time it gets out anywhere. I'll be following through with things in print, but on May the 21st, I'm going to do an international rally called Pot Not Pills, and we're going to get patients to take pictures of all the medications that they would be taking if it were not for their use of cannabis. And so I want people to show, like, here's the little bit of cannabis I need, and here's all the prescription drugs that I've tried or would be taking if I couldn't use that instead. We really need people to understand that 10 milligram limit is not adequate for most patients in chronic pain.
No.
And so, anyone in Canada that wants to beat the 10 milligram limit, should be fighting for us to survive, because we're really the only ones openly selling over 10 milligram. And, if we can survive this and get an exemption to do some research, then we'll be able to provide that to people. But right now, there doesn't seem to be anybody else fighting for storefront access or 10 milligram limits or to beat that. And so, it's something that, I think the Pot Not Pills Day will bring a lot of attention to that. And then, we'll be trying to do some other, local protests and events to try and get David Eby's attention as well. But basically what we want him to do is to just put a pause on enforcement until the judicial review can be heard and we've had a chance to argue the Charter of Rights.
Get off our backs so we can deal with it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Let the Charter and the courts decide what is fair and reasonable, instead of the government deciding what is reasonable and shutting down a long-standing compassion club. It really doesn't make any logical sense, and really no one in the government will stand up and defend it. They'll just quote regulations if anybody tries to talk to them about it.
Wow, it's puzzling the way they do things, isn't it?
It is, especially because there's a lot of other situations that they could target if this was their goal. Ironically, there's another organization here in Victoria that's done harm reduction for many years, the Society of Living Intravenous Drug Users, or SOLID for short. And so they do different types of needle exchange programs and such. But they also started up a cannabis substitution project several years ago.
Yep.
That went from giving free cannabis away to selling cannabis in a nonprofit setting, the same as us. But they are literally operating out of a storefront 2 blocks away from here, selling illegal cannabis in a store that the province paid for, and it's essentially subsidizing the provinces, the illegal sale of cannabis as a harm reduction tool in this facility that's been left completely alone by the province all these years while we're getting raided. And so I've kept fairly quiet about that through the first raids, but now that we are being threatened in this way, I think that the provincial government needs to recognize that cannabis is a valuable tool in the harm reduction box, and that it should actually be moved up higher instead of buried as it seems to be doing now with this other program, and that they need to not only stop enforcing on us but also help SOLID become a legal entity that can operate without having to hide. And so it's very frustrating to have a government subsidized illegal competitor operating 2 blocks away from us while we're being raided and our houses are being seized.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's and like I said, this is going on not just in Vancouver. This is going on here and there and in the East Coast.
Well, Vancouver's a whole
not in Tyendinaga.
We're in Victoria, right? We're not Vancouver.
But not in
Tyendinaga. Operating in Vancouver, and he's got a dispensary happening over there that isn't medical.
Yeah.
And he's been raided twice, and that's it. And here we've gotten 4 raids and millions of dollars of fines. And so the enforcement actions aren't being applied equally at all here.
You know, it's and you want to take it a step further. You know, they're even coming after podcasts and other information sharers because you know I can't even have Dana on the show anymore. They automatically block it. They'll just shut it down and delete it the minute he starts talking about his programs. You know, and that's another way of control, right?
Yeah.
Stopping the music. I mean, we can't even post news anymore in Canada, right?
Right.
We find a way. You know, we find a way.
I'll just read you the news. So I'm going to read you some news, and this is in regards to Tyendinaga.
Okay.
On Thursday, April 30th, 2026, in Tyendinaga Police Service, with assistance from the Ontario Provincial Police, executed 3 search warrants at separate businesses as part of an investigation into the unlicensed sale of alcohol.
Yes.
A significant quantity of alcohol was seized. During the execution of the search warrants, police also located and subsequently seized suspected psilocybin-related products. No cannabis or tobacco nicotine-related products were seized.
Huh. How do you like them apples?
Yep.
You know, how do they like it how do they feel it's okay to say, okay, you're shut down, you're under arrest, we're going to court, blah blah blah. Oh, never mind. And how many times do they do that?
Oh, they do it every time they realize that somebody's going to fight back, and they know they're not going to win.
How many times you've been through this? 4 times now, Ted?
Well, it's our 4th raid since legalization. We had essentially 5 raids before that.
So 9. This is 9.
Yeah.
Over 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you started, how long before they started coming after you?
It was actually a good 5 years, a bit more than that. Actually, I think before I actually started to get arrested, which was kind of surprising. I assumed I'd be getting arrested more than once when I started.
Every week.
And so it took quite a long time, but they typically operate by complaint, and people generally aren't bragging about breaking the law, and so they were really unsure what to do with me for a long time. And funny enough, the first time they tried to get a warrant for me, they were unable to, at which point they told me to get a storefront because I was getting protection.
Because they wanted to come in and they wanted a door to go through.
Well, yeah, it's easier to get a warrant for a store than a private residence.
Yeah, Cafe found out that, in Toronto.
Yeah.
When they shut them down, they just put up a banner in front of the shop so that it looked like there was no police presence, and the police brought in those big concrete piles, the big, to block the front of the place and everything. And they're still going.
That's amazing, really.
There's a lot of places that are still going, and then there's a lot of places that are not. And unfortunately, the places that are not are the ones that we're helping people, not just making money.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes right down to it, it's about money. You have to be able to support the cause and your patients and yada, yada, yada. The money's got to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry you got to go through this again. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for your parents. I'm sorry for your girlfriend. And I hope that you guys can figure this one out like you did the last one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if we do our jobs right here, we'll not only, kind of get ourselves through this, but we'll, set some precedents and be able to reestablish compassion clubs back across Canada like they should be. At times, it's been interesting, doing this work lately. Before the raid, it felt like almost the good old days here, because there wasn't a lot of pressure on us. But it also felt sort of awkward that, sure, here we are in this beautiful club, all this great medicine, but no one else in Canada has anything like what we have here. It's a very special place. The lounge that we have now is incredible. The community that we have is, it's just amazing and vibrant. And we shouldn't be special in that way. Everyone should have something like this. And so it seems that it's come to us to not only defend our club, but to fight until everyone else can have a place that they can call their own, just like this.
Well, I'm up in northern Ontario now, at the very top of Lake Superior, and we have one legal store between us and Nipigon, which is an hour away. Several in Thunder Bay, but there are no Indigenous stores here at all.
No,
unfortunately, because of the addiction issues they have up here. I think is the main issue.
Yeah,
they just don't want it. You can get alcohol 5 feet off the res, right? You can get gas all you want, smokes all you want, but you can't get cannabis.
Yeah.
So for some people, if it wasn't for the legal market or the recreational market, they'd be really stuck. I know a lot of people, Ted, that have just said, fuck the medical program, I'll just go to the store and buy what I want.
Yeah, well, that's
unfortunately that's what they want. They want that.
Yeah, that's by design. They want to shut it down. The doctors want to shut down.
Yeah.
They've never accepted medical marijuana. They've always resented the courts for making cannabis legal as medicine, because they consider themselves to be the experts, not the courts, and that the courts shouldn't even have the power to do that. And so the medical community has absolutely resented the court system for doing this, and legalization has been their way to shut down the medical marijuana program. They haven't done it immediately, but that is definitely their intention.
And our next fight is psilocybin.
Well, that might be for others, but I've still got this one, so I'm not worried about the next fight.
But that's going to be the next big fight, and it's going to go very similar, I think. A little quicker, because they know what they know now.
They've known for 100 years or more than 100 years what cannabis can do.
Correct, but they didn't. The approach was the same back then as it is now for mushroom, but more scientific. Thank God, right?
No, I haven't heard anybody saying that magic mushrooms are going to cause white women to want to have sexual relations with black men.
Yeah, but you do hear that about cannabis, I guess.
You did.
Yeah. It was a cultural thing. So, Ted, you guys got a website?
Yeah, we need to update it, though. It's been dysfunctional for a few years. But we got a basic website up. It's victoriacannabisbuyers.club.
Okay. And your programs are still running, yes?
Everything's still going, yeah.
Awesome.
One day at a time.
What kind of things do you offer people who come in?
Okay, so we have our own kitchen, which really helps us with the consistency of some of our products in different ways. So so we make a line of capsules. We got about 20 different strengths of capsules, from things that just have a couple milligrams that are made with the stalk, to some made out of bud, some with hash, some with rosin, some with RSO. We actually found a really wonderful source of inexpensive RSO, and so we're now, my newer products all have the 4-to-1 ratio in it, because of the way CBD helps THC break down. I'm not sure if you guys are up to speed on that.
A little bit.
The 4-to-1 ratio seems to be the big cancer killer as well, or the perfect cancer killer. So yeah, we've got RSO caps that are 140 milligrams THC, 35 CBD. We sell them as $2 to cancer patients and $3 to everybody else. We have that same oil in a tincture bottle because 140 milligrams is a bit too strong for some patients. So people can just do it by the drop or the dropper. And then we have jars of it by the ounce. We get it so inexpensive. We're selling it $100 an ounce to cancer patients or $200 to everybody else. We have a whole bunch of CBD products as well, isolate products, spray bottles. We have a pet spray. We have 6 different types of suppositories that we make, up to 250 milligrams, and some CBD, some THC. We have several topicals that we make as well. Some of them like a tiger balm with different essential oils in them. We try and specialize in all these other alternatives. Obviously we have bud and cartridges and hash and all that sort of stuff as well.
What's your pricing like?
We try to put as little as we can, usually 20 to 30% markup on most things. Like our capsules start at 25 cents and go up to $5. The cookies, here's a good example. The cookies have got 75 milligrams in them. We sell them for $3. And that's the cost of the food and labor. They're made with leaf, actually. We don't pay for the leaf, so we don't charge anything for that. And so like in a legal store, 75 milligrams would probably cost you like $70-$80. And we charge, like I say, $3 for that. We
never get that in a legal store.
We got gummies that are 500 milligram gummies that are $15.
Wow, man! Because you can go in and get what I think 4 5 milligram gummies will cost you, I think, $5 or something like that at the legal store.
Yeah,
and that would do nothing for most people that were medical, anyways. Yeah. Might fuck somebody up, a recreational person that's not used to the edibles, right?
Yeah, I'm not someone in persistent chronic pain, trying to avoid using opiates or painkillers or fighting cancer for that matter. Yeah.
The biggest thing right now, I mean, we've always known that the oil will help with cancer and other things like that. But the biggest thing right now that I see a lot is pain management, specifically in seniors.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us that started doing this 20, 30 years ago are now seniors. The landscape has changed so much. And unfortunately, the youngins are not coming out of the woodwork to do the kind of work that we started doing way back when, because all they care about is money.
Yep.
Most of the new people that are coming in are certainly, elderly and retired and, unable to find what they want in the legal system. So they end up coming here kind of by default. A lot of them don't have experience with cannabis. We have a lot of patients coming in here that really just want CBD products, and the legal market is doing such a dismal job providing CBD products that, we've ended up, picking up a lot of, extra members just through that, which seems ironic. You'd think that the legal system would be, really doing a good job with alternatives to getting high, but they're not. They're just
they took it out of the public market because you used to be able to go into the corner Becker's down the road and buy it. They used to have the cartridges just sitting there in the stores, and now you can't even do that. You have to go to the legal place wherever you purchase legally, or a place like your folks, right?
Right, but all you're getting again is just distillates.
Yeah, you're not getting
CBD distillate, so you're not getting any actual real medicine.
Yeah.
Just so you know, this lady keeps appearing behind you, Ted.
They're working. She's my man.
I know. I just bugged you. You were going to say something. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say it's frustrating having patients coming in asking for things like CBG when really the only way you can have a CBD product is if you're, using this equipment and machinery and processing it and really, taking all the other valuable medicines away to get one of a bouquet of medical compounds. That the medical benefits are reduced because they're not working in synergy with all the other medicines that come in the natural plant. So yeah, we have a few
just let them know
products.
that. Just let them know that the whole plant oil will have CBG.
Yeah, well, we try, but I'm just saying, like, often patients are coming in and these products are being promoted by the legal industry because they can sort of patent and corner the market a little bit with these products. And so they think that that's what they need. But yeah, we turn them on to whole plant medicine because aside from a couple CBD products, everything else we sell here is whole plant medicine.
Do you support the CBD pillow market?
The what?
The CBD pillows that they sell.
I've not heard of the pillow.
They're using hemp fiber to make pillows and calling them CBD pillows.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They're CBD infused pillows and guaranteed to give you a better sleep.
Wow. I guess I'm wearing CBD pants.
Yeah.
We used to do that in the 60s and the 70s, right from thrifties.
Yeah. Funny, eh?
The
THC and CBD are both key marketing tools.
Yeah.
Because if you put THC or CBD on anything, people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. CBD pillow. They've sold thousands of them. And it just gives you an idea how stupid people can actually be.
Right.
So we're going to let Ted go because he's actually at work. He's doing his thing. And this lady keeps interrupting us. So Ted,
maybe you should ask Ted if Ted wants to leave. Maybe Ted doesn't want to go.
I only have one staff with me today, so yeah, I probably
he's got to go.
I appreciate being on the show here with you.
Please tell us again where people can find you. You got a Facebook page, you got a website.
Yeah, I guess the website victoriacannabisbuyers.club. You can find the Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club on Facebook and Ted Smith on Instagram and Facebook as well.
And what's the address of your shop?
1625 Quadra.
Which is in Victoria.
Yeah, downtown Victoria, yeah.
British Columbia.
How long have you been there?
We've been in this store space for about 2 years now.
Okay. Because your website says Johnson Street.
Yeah, it's still got our old address. Like I say, we haven't got to updating that for a few years. Behind on a couple things here, it seems. The website was down even for like 9 months last year.
Oh yeah.
It seems to be one thing after the next.
If you go to the website and you look at the picture, Ted's the one with the mask.
That's right. It's still got that old picture. Yeah, we got a new logo. We got to be changing that up.
Did you guys just continue right through COVID?
Yeah, it was awkward at times. We at one point had the patients waiting in a lineup outside and limited how many people came inside at once.
Yeah.
My staff are all pretty much patients as well. And so they were scared for their lives coming to work just as much as the patients were. And so, it was pretty awkward for a time there. I think we even, at the very beginning, were only open on alternate days even just to limit people's exposure. But we survived. We shut our smoking room down for some time. So it was a while before we reopened that. We got back to normal eventually.
Do you have a lounge area? Do you have an area where people can go and hang out with others and medicate and?
Yeah, just don't tell my landlord's insurance company, okay?
Okay, all right. So no. Sorry, I asked that question.
Beautiful space. We're very lucky to have it. Yeah.
That when you approach a landlord with your idea, this is what you are going to be doing in this slot, and are you okay with that? And then they say yes, and then you get rated, and that all changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope that your landlord is...
they're being threatened with some heavy fines.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if their resolve stays here. I really hope it does. I haven't actually had that conversation with them here since this last raid, but they stayed with us after the first one, and so hopefully they'll make a stand with us here. And
I hope so, Ted, because this is really just a push and shove bully moment, is what it is.
That's for sure.
It's unfortunate that they're taking aim at. There's all kinds of other illegal shit going out in the world, and other bad things that we need help fixing, and they're going after people who have chosen to use a fucking plant.
It's very infuriating.
And then you have wonderful individuals who think it's great to go and steal the plant.
Yeah.
The $2 million worth of cannabis that the guys from Brampton stole.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a game. All right, Ted, say goodbye. And it's been nice catching up again. I'm sure we'll be back here again. Please let us know how things are going on. I follow you, so I see. But
well, thanks for having me on the show, and thanks for all your support, guys.
All right, you take care.
You have a good one.
We've been chatting with Ted Smith from the Victoria Buyers Club out in BC, Canada, and we're going to listen to a song called Cannabis Heals, and we'll be back. This is the 420 Radio Show.
Dun, 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 dun.
Morning rough, bones talk loud. I rose slow through the crowd. Green breath in a paper crown. Got the weight, but I sit down. Hard week, heavy hands. Pockets full of shifting plans. You say pain don't leave clean, but I know what the roots mean. Let it spin. Let it swing, one small spark and the whole room sings. Easy now, take your time. Feel that calm come over mine. Cannabis heals. Cannabis heals. Heals, heals, heals. Cannabis heals. Cannabis heals. Yeah, it cools. It shields. One deep pull, I'm back in my skin. Cannabis heals. Let it roll in. Mama said, boy, stay wise. Read that truth behind the eyes. Some folk talk, some dumb folk lie. Still I keep my head held high. On the porch with the plate half full. Baseline warm and the night too cool. Friends lean close, the worries fade. One love glow in the shade. Let it spin, let it swing. One small spark and the whole room
My dog is standing there staring at me. Just standing there staring.
You're her everything.
I know, but still, fuck off and leave me alone for a little while.
Oh my God, so rude. Tell your dog to fuck off. I never tell mine. Well, I have.
It's usually Steven. Steven, it's spring. They're both driving me nuts. So we're going out more and stuff like that. Speaking of going out, the total is now 4 panels on the greenhouse, if anybody's counting, so far this year.
Have you been able to collect them all up?
One ended up in the front.
Yeah.
In there, we had a Dorothy moment last week, I guess.
Yeah.
One has completely just shattered and just disintegrated, and is just kind of hanging. I think there's actually 2 just kind of like, right?
Oh.
I have it. The snow is literally just over the last couple of days because it's been raining. We have no snow in the background in the back now.
So here's a little hint for polycarbonate panels. They're not going to last.
No,
they don't like year-round weather.
No, especially up here in northern Ontario.
With wind, they will blow out. But what you can do is you can take a little drill and you can drill some holes in the polycarbonate panels and you can wire them to
and
the
it
frame.
allows the air to. It also allows the air to go through them.
Well, no, you're just going to wire them so they're not going to be that big a hole.
That's I think what I'm going to do. 1 second, please, Rosa. Get out of the cat food, please. Go lay down, baby. Thank you. I think I'm going to use the the clear roof paneling.
Yeah.
You can get and just screw it down permanent in it. But yes, they don't last. I bought that about middle of the summer, first year I was here, and I've been here 5 years this year. 4 years.
I don't think it's 5, 3.
4 years.
It'll be 4 this year, yeah.
So I had issues last year. I had several panels blow out last year. So it lasted 3 years before it started.
Yeah.
And we do get typhoon fucking style wind that whips up from the lake here. Because, Lake Superior's like a kilometer. I moved close to the States, so I call it a mile now.
You didn't move closer to the States.
Sure, they're across the street.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That would do it. See, we get a lot of wind here.
You don't have a greenhouse, do you?
No, my neighbor does. But what we do is we take the cover off of it at the end of the season. Actually, in his case, we got to take the cover off about halfway through flowering because the plants are past the size of the greenhouse.
I think that's what I might not even bother putting new ones in this summer and just let them grow as long as they want to grow or as tall as they want to grow.
Why not keep your ends and your side and your roof covered in a 12 mil clear plastic?
I thought about getting some heavy duty plastic, yes.
Right, but the 12 mil plastic is a thick greenhouse plastic. At the end of the year, or even
take it off
during the end of the season, the flowering, take the plastic off, roll it up, put it away, and then it's ready for the next year.
You can actually get tarps, clear tarps now that have the holes in them and everything.
Well, if you can get one that size, get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing. It's only 6 by 10. So, but
how high at the peak and how high at the wall?
6 feet at the peak.
The peak is only 6 feet.
I believe so, because I fit in there. Maybe 6'5", because I fit in there and I don't, gash my head on anything. Right? When I'm in there.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, my point is I've had reasonable success growing outside at the farm. Yes, I know the climate is different here. But all I did was I put the pots in the field and watered them and fed them. That's all I did. Yeah. Right? Here, I have to futz about, and that's not going to happen this year. I don't buy auto pots for your greenhouse. Okay?
I don't buy auto pots.
I'm not even sold on them downstairs yet, bud. Okay? Because I can't get them to go fuck anywhere downstairs in those pots. So come wintertime grow, I might just buy some pots and throw, or even use the ones that I've used outside. But this year, they're going in big pots. They're just going to sit there. I'm going to take the hose every day and go, pss, 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 pss. Here's a little food for you. Here's a little food for you. And do it the way people do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Hi, buddy. What are you doing, buddy? What's going on? What's going on, man?
I don't mind auto pots if they're inside and you know what you're doing with them.
Well, you see there, I have not been able to tune them in. This year, I tried, and every single, there was water all over the fucking floor. So I don't know what happened there. I ran the fucking maintenance shit. I cleaned everything out, blah, 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 blah. And I went down there. There was a big pop.
That happens.
Yeah. I mean, I'm learning. Okay. Yeah. So
hose could have come off.
Actually, that's exactly what happened. The hose from the container came off.
Yeah.
We don't need this up anymore, do we?
No. Nope.
Get rid of that song.
MJ's coming.
I know. I got another song I want to play.
Uh-oh.
And this one's a little more your style.
All right, good, because that last one wasn't.
I know you don't like the reggae stuff, really.
Not really.
This is called "Ramble on My Soul." And it's in the same style as that Toads thingy, sort of, kind of.
Southern rock.
Yeah, the Toad's Dream is more of a central.
I got dust on my boots. me from afar. I can hear the thunder moving through the wall. Ramble on my soul. Ramble on my soul. Burn me so, let me roll. Ramble on my soul. If I go blind, take my hand. If I lose my name, call it back. Through the smoke, through the glass, we were always made to
Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on 420radio.ca.
ramble on my soul. Oh, let me roll.
Oh, hey.
Ramble on my soul.
Wow.
I think that streaming is going over. Holy crap, man!
Just going nuts there. I like that ramble on my soul.
Yeah, you know what? That came out really well. I redid that 3 times.
Buddy says it's almost time to start planting. A couple more weeks and the race is on. Well,
I already started.
my plants are already started growing, and they will be going outside soon.
I was just going to ask you that. I am being proactive this year because I've had enough. I'm at the point where I've almost had enough. So you know.
I gotta cut clones this week, and then I'll drop enough clones for what I need for outdoor. But I've got Darcy. I didn't want any seeds this year because I didn't want to be farting around sexing plants.
Are you going to do the satellite again? Sure.
Well, I was going to, but then Darcy talked me into 2 other strains.
And those are?
A blueberry and a purple kush cross.
I thought you didn't like kush.
I don't, but I don't.
Kush, you gotta admit that a lot of people who don't like kushes will still use a kush because they're very high dose strains.
No, I'll grow kush because it produces well. And
that's what I mean. Yeah.
It loses all of that disgusting flavor when I turn it into oil.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's a high producer, right?
But then Darcy whined me into taking 3 seeds that he found that are a purple satellite cross. He just doesn't know they were crossed with.
Is this the MOD?
No, doesn't know what the cross was. He just found 3 seeds in a bud.
Because that's what I have. I have the MOD satellite cross.
Well, that's what they all had that.
Yes. No,
right?
I realize that. Yeah.
These seeds had to have come from another male.
Oh, okay. So tell me something. When you're crossing, okay?
Yep.
When you cross a strain, you're getting half as the male and half of the female kind of thing. Is that how it works?
What? Say it again.
When you cross a plant,
yeah,
are you crossing the plant on the male side of the genetics or the female side of the genetics?
Well,
which is more potent.
What do you mean, which is more potent?
Well,
Define potency. Like, you take pollen from a male plant and put it on the hairs of a female plant, and it grows seeds.
yes.
The makeup of those seeds are going to be a variation of both traits from the male and the female.
Okay. So it's
Right?
not just one or the other.
No. So then what you do is you take like 100 seeds and you sprout them all
Together.
And then you start picking out which ones are growing the best.
The most
Because
viable.
the ones that are growing the best are going to be of the best genetics.
Okay.
Right? Then you select based on traits that you're looking for on a vegetative plant. Then you force it to flower and find out which ones are females.
Okay.
At that point, most smart breeders will take cuttings.
MJ's hiding in the car again.
And grow them out. If it's not leaning quite the way they would want it to go, then they can go in and manipulate it by throwing pollen to it again and starting another batch of seeds.
And you just toss pollen on them.
Well, that's why we kind of call them pollen chuckers.
Okay.
Right.
Allison, unfortunately, to answer your question, Al is having car issues, so no, we won't be going tomorrow. But I think that MJ is going with Timmy. So maybe while she's there, she's gonna do a little bit of a clip for us for next week to show us what happened. Yeah, and this will be the first time that I have not been able to go, even from my chair here, since Al and I started doing that. It probably 10 years or so. My last time I went to the GMM was the last Freedom Festival. So
maybe MJ will run up and give Allison a hug for us.
And that's where I met Allison, actually, the first time I was at the last Freedom Festival we had down at the GMM. Yep, that was a long time ago. MJ came out to the car. She's with Timmy touring, and so she's hiding in the car again.
No, she's on her smoke break.
It's still cold. It's still cold out here. Not as cold as what you got, Al, but
actually, you know what? It was really nice today. I had to open the windows because I got a little too warm.
Where are you to, By?
A frost advisory.
Where are you to?
Right now, Brantford.
And then Toronto tomorrow.
Yeah, Toronto tomorrow. Off to the GMM. I got my sign ready. It's double-sided because I got a lot to bitch about in the community.
Please,
what's your sign say?
Videos, MJ.
What's that?
What is your sign?
Oh, one side says make lounges legal. And the other side says I want to travel with my medicine.
Well, you kind of can
travel where?
Travel to a state that has legal cannabis.
Oh,
that's a little different.
That will never, ever, 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 ever happen. Ever.
Well, I'm not going to make a sign. I'm not going to make a sign that is going to be obsolete in a year.
Well, no, it won't be. You can use that every year for the next 500.
Yeah. That you know what? I've watched a lot of debates on the whole U.S. Canada border hopping with weed thing. And I've also watched a lot of that Border Patrol show. Okay, Canadian Border Patrol, I think it's what it's called, or something. But anyways, one thing that is for certain, and it doesn't matter who's in the office where, cannabis will never, on a personal level, be ever you'll never be able to bring it with you into the U.S. Maybe other countries.
Except we know people that have done it legally.
Sure.
Kaylee and Nick Jones got a letter from the U.S. State Department that allowed them to take their cannabis medicine for their daughter to her Make-A-Wish trip to Disney.
That was a first last year, yes.
Yeah.
But when I say on a personal level, maybe medically, yes, but on a personal one-to-one level, you'll never be able to just get on a plane, and when they say, do you have any drugs or weapons? I have cannabis on me, and they just say, okay. You can fly in Canada. You can fly in Canada with your pot.
Yeah, but that's not what my sign says. My sign says I want to travel with my medicine.
Yes. Okay.
So like for example, this is the most frustrating part.
Your sign is pretty ambiguous since you're allowed to travel with your medicine in Canada.
Yeah, but the photo, if you look at the photo that goes with it, it's the world and there's a plane flying around it with cannabis on the plane. Like I want to be able to travel around the world with my medicine. It's my medicine.
Oh, okay. Good luck.
Like going on a cruise ship with weed, it'll never happen. There's time zones, there's legal issues, there's, one of the reasons they had no alcohol.
But a ship sailing out of Canada should have no problem once it goes into international water.
Fair enough. That's what I was just going to get. There are some ports like Qatar and stuff like that where the country is alcohol prohibited, and yet they have alcohol on the ship available to their travelers, but they cannot serve alcohol while they are at dock. They have to be out, I think, 100 kilometers outside of the
international water.
Yeah, in international waters. And there are actually a lot of places that do that. Why can't we do that with a cannabis cruise? You can go and have tobacco. They have smoking areas usually on a ship.
But you could do that if they really wanted to do it, if somebody wanted to do it, then there would be no reason for them.
I'm surprised a company like Virgin has not tried it, because they are the party company, right?
But send a boat, get on a cruise from St. John, New Brunswick,
and go around. No, it ain't.
Go around Nova Scotia up into all the way to Montreal, if you want, with stops along the way. It would be a great little trip for people. And there's no reason why you couldn't use cannabis the entire time.
Well, you see, and I thought about that up here too, because we have a cruise ship on Lake Superior that goes from Thunder Bay, Ontario, down all the way to the other end of Lake Superior, down to the lower end of Lake Superior. And
right. So as long as your boat stayed on the north side of that lake,
they don't do that though.
Because they go across the international line.
So because of that, like for instance, if they went into the States, sometimes they come here. They even tie up here in Terrace Bay, right? And I don't exactly know the distance between me and the U.S. border, but it's not that far.
Halfway across the lake.
No, it's a little bit more than halfway, I believe.
I don't know. Let me go and look. I'll look, because I'm a crazy man.
I mean, nuts now. I fed her while we were on commercial there, and now she wants more.
And
she thinks just because I'm in my office that I'll give her more food.
To answer Allison, I wasn't ignoring her. I just didn't want to interrupt. Al, I am on the East Coast. I'm in Nova Scotia.
Oh, I thought she would have known that.
And that's why I can say things like, where are you two by? Whether or not people understand it. In your case, Al, that line goes right across the middle of the lake.
Is it the middle? Okay.
So it kind of takes a jog around Isle Royale National Park, which is south of Thunder Bay. So it goes around that belongs to the U.S., and then it takes a straight line all the way down to the channel just before Sault Ste. Marie.
Something I learned yesterday the largest crater, meteor crater or asteroid crater, or I don't know, it's been there for, is in Sudbury, and it's actually the Sudbury Basin, where Sudbury, the city, is been built up into this meteor strike area.
I thought the largest one was the Gulf of Mexico.
Well, I just watched the thing, so if the guy who made the thing is wrong,
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Excuse me 1 minute. Rosalie, would you please lay down? You're driving me nuts. Lay down, please. So, you guys are in where'd you say you were?
Brantford. Yeah.
Brantford.
Home of Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
And the telephone guy, but nobody cares about him here.
The telephone guy.
Yeah. They call it Telephone City.
Brantford. Why is this window open?
Sudbury Basin is number 3 on the list. It's 130 kilometers across. Formed 1.8 billion years ago. One of the oldest and largest craters, currently known for its significant mining region.
Yes.
I wonder if all that nickel came from the meteorite.
I wonder.
Oh, interesting.
That's an interesting hypothesis.
I mean,
Do you know what I'm curious about? The Bleasdale Boulder.
Don't know what that is.
You haven't heard about this thing? It's like the biggest chunk of rock that's in southern Ontario that actually should be in northern Ontario. But when the ice melted, it just came all the way down here, and it's so big that when the ice all melted, that's where it's at. It's like the biggest, and it's got all these like little chunks of other rocks that it just collected along the way.
I've not heard about that. The reason
we have an area in Nova Scotia that I used to live beside, and they actually pulled a mastodon out, but it's an entire ridge that was all formed by glacier.
That's awesome.
So the glaciers moved down and they pushed all the rock into these hills and buried woolly mammoths.
Woolly mammoth.
Mastodons. That's
you know that they cloned a woolly mammoth from one they found frozen, and they cloned it with an elephant, and they produced a baby. But
that's crazy.
No information after that. I don't know if it survived or what's going on with it, but they produced a little guy, and they're considering it a mammoth, but I haven't heard anything else other than that. Sorry. The buck stops there.
The Bleasdale boulder is over 300 tons.
And where is that?
It's in Quinte West, Ontario.
Quinte West?
Quinte West. It's Bleasdale Boulder Conservation Area. It was documented in 1872 by Reverend William Bleasdale, who identified it as being transported by ice.
That's where Pinky lives down there.
So a glacier literally, as the ice caps expanded, a glacier literally pushed that rock to where it is now.
Yeah, I watched something on the Niagara escarpment, and it's the Niagara Falls has moved since it started 11 kilometers, and continuing to do so.
Yeah, right. Everything's moving.
Yeah, no, I realize that, but 11 kilometers.
Yeah. What was it?
Literally carved out the river, the Niagara Falls River. Is that what it's called? Niagara Falls River? What do they call that river?
The Niagara River.
Niagara River. But it literally started at the bottom of the Niagara River and continued to where it is now. Over.
Oh, you mean the St. Lawrence River?
This, yeah, okay. Whatever river connects to the Niagara Falls Gorge. Right?
Okay, when I was in living in PEI back in the 80s, we were told then that the province of PEI was losing 1 centimeter per year on the New Brunswick side, and the north side, the Newfoundland side, was gaining 2 centimeters per year.
Because it was shifting.
It's literally moving north.
There are many islands in the Pacific Ocean that are there 1 minute and gone the next.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of that is due to volcanoes and earthquakes. So.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's interesting you say that, because there's a beach in Sarnia that I go to all the time, and the waves crash up against it, and we go like every 2 months. So I went in the winter and I seen how high the ice was, and I went back just now and I was like, why is there so much sand here? Like there's like, it's like over the winter and spring, all this new land is built there now, right, from just washing in. Like it was crazy. And you could see the rocks had these like indents that when you like ran your hand across it, you could tell it was from the waves crashing in and crashing out.
The thing that gets me is it not that long ago. Like it's happened. It happens very quickly. Is my point, right? We have is right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, but we have a spot here, a few spots in Nova Scotia, because of our tidal system, that it changes twice a day. So I used to be a whitewater river guide on the Shubenacadie River, and we used to take boatloads of people up and wait for the tide to come in. And when the tide comes in, it goes 30 kilometers upstream against the river.
A lot of marshes are like that.
So to get people down to the mouth of the river, you load them all in the boats and you drive down on the river channel. And you literally weave in and around sandbars everywhere. It's a really wide river, but a very narrow channel of water when the tide is out.
I just watched a YouTube thing on that.
Yeah. When you get out there, when the tide comes in and the wall of water hits you, the water raises, in some cases up to 30 feet higher than where you were.
Well, yeah, Lake Superior has white caps that are, 12 feet.
So what happens is this water rushing over these sandbars creates rapids.
Yeah.
And we get big ass waves to take people over, get them wet, have lots of fun. But what people don't realize is every time that tide goes up, it picks up every bit of sand that's in those sandbars.
As well as at the undertow.
Takes it all upriver, and then when it comes back down, it just deposited sand into sandbars. From one day to the next, you could have sandbars in completely different locations in the river. So it's one day. It's a river that you really got to be careful on, because you could be on that river for 50 years. It'll never be the same twice.
What I was watching was about the desert in Vancouver. We have a desert in Vancouver, Canada, in BC, that is as dense as the Sahara Desert. And that's how, with the wind and the tides, how that desert was formed. That's what I was watching. And
the fact that the Sahara Desert used to be ocean.
So they were comparing it, right?
Well, everything this side of the Rocky Mountains to pretty much Manitoba was also ocean.
Right.
That's why we have all of them dinosaur fossils
For
Drumheller
instance,
and stuff.
Toronto, the Toronto Harbor was right at the Royal York Hotel at one time.
Right.
And it's been built up and receded and now it is where it is now. But the boats used to pull right up to the Royal York Hotel, kind of, sort of. Right? I know, I got the yawns today too.
Are we keeping you awake?
Yeah, a little. You know what? Today is day 7 of the tour, and it backed up right against 420 celebrations, which were 4 days long this year. And tomorrow's the GMM. So yeah, I'm just a little bit tired, but thankfully I have a week to recharge before Camp Canna BC. So
explain. Okay, you guys, you asked what Camp Canna is about, Marcel. It's in several different provinces, not at the same time, but over the summer, you can go to BC, Alberta, and just outside of Toronto, Ontario, right?
it's north of Toronto, but like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's like nice and in the country.
Barrie?
No, I think probably
No,
around like
around where I was.
Maybe Muskoka, Haliburton area.
Yeah,
Okay.
right over where I was, Marcel, and I was at the bottom of Muskoka. So
Yeah, it's really cool. It's basically like I understand Marcel said it sounds like just camping, and we've been smoking weed for like ever camping, and that's totally cool that you have that ability.
they have other things going on.
Yeah, it's not.
It was usually liquor though.
Well, no, it's not like Harvest Fest. Like Harvest Fest was camping with vendors and
They have speakers. They have therapy people like massage.
Are you talking about Harvest Fest or are you talking about Camp Canna now?
Canada, do they not have like therapy sessions and stuff like that?
So at Camp Canna, each camp provides something different because they're not created. The only camp that's actually created is Alberta. BC and Ontario, we step into a camp that's already there.
Right.
So it's whatever activities they have at that thing. Plus, they bring in some people. You're right. There is a massage therapist there. There's going to be
different. They bring in comedians. They bring in
they bring in some
DJs. They bring it's a festival, but it's also a camping experience.
Oh, yeah, it's less festival and more just camping. But it's like kind of like when you would go to kids camp. You know, like when you go to camp as a kid and you stay in bunks with all your friends.
Yeah, I went to Camp Bobbycon on Lake Temagami, which is 3 hours outside of the city of Toronto, north of North Bay, and it was the most glorious place. That's probably why I moved up here.
Well,
never been to one of those camps, so I usually went to military camp.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. I never got to go to camp as a kid, but some of the people that have been, they have like really fond memories of kids camp.
Now she goes as an adult.
Basically it's adult kids camp, but with the ability to have cannabis there with you. You bring your own cannabis. If you run out of cannabis, they have an on-site delivery. In BC and Ontario. However, in Alberta, you can do on-site sales. So they have on-site sales there versus on-site delivery.
I'll have some vendors there. Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless, they make sure that if you need to get your cannabis, you can still do that.
Which ones are you going to this year? All of them?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to be at all 3. I'm super excited for BC, mostly just because I've never seen mountains. But also because there's a lot of cool people over there.
I don't remember BC.
We're in
we went
BC.
skiing a couple of times when we were kids, but I don't remember.
We're in BC.
The BC Camp Canna is in Canal Flats. So there's going to be a bus that's picking people up from the airport if they want to fly in, or those that drive there can just drive there. But there's going to be a bus that picks people up and brings them to the camp.
how many people usually show up, or is there a cap? Or is it a private event? You can only have so many people. What?
Yeah, there is a cap. I've heard that BC is about 75% sold out.
Where did you say in BC?
It's Canal Flats.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm super excited because the camp that we're going to there is like, it's sort of like off the grid. Like everything is run by like water power, and like it's going to be super cool.
I went to a family
now.
camp. I went to a family camp with my mom and my sister, and we met her friends there, and it was a whole week of camping. And I was in my early 20s, I guess. And we got there, and I saw the sailboats, and I said, I'm going to go over to the dock and see if I can. I was really big into sailing back then. And I walked up along the dock, and I said, can I take one of these? He turns around. He said, yeah, I taught you how to sail at Camp Wabicon. I think you know how to sail. Go ahead. So, yeah, I miss sailing. I couldn't get into a boat now.
If you're flying and take a bus, it's flying into Calgary, right?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Because that's a hell of a long bus ride from Vancouver to Canal Flats.
Yeah, I don't think it's from Vancouver.
Yeah. Probably fly into Calgary, then you'd be there in a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, what a kind of a nice spot. I mean, it's right in a valley.
What's the URL for Camp Canna, MJ?
Oh, it's campcanna.ca.
There you go.
Yeah. And I will give a shout out and a little bit of a plug. If you do go over to the website and you're really curious, book yourself a concierge call. You'll end up talking with the owner, and you can ask as many questions as you want. And before you book your tickets, let them know that you heard it from me, the doobie. You might get a discount.
Ooh, discount.
Yeah, save money. That way you can use it for the gas. Since it's so dang expensive.
All right.
Well,
I got another song. Go ahead, Marcel. And then I'm going to put another song.
The spot's a pretty remote spot, but it's in probably some of the most beautiful area because it's literally right down the road from Fairmount Hot Springs.
That's where we're going. We're going to stop there too.
Oh, you're going to love that place.
You said campcanna.ca?
Campcanna.ca. Did you say Fairmont, like the hotel Fairmont?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I'm talking Fairmont Hot Springs.
Yeah, like actual natural hot springs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're stopping there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's literally just the other end of the lake.
Yeah, I think we're going to stop there on the way on Thursday because we're going to
drive out?
We're going to fly in.
You flew in? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to fly in and then drive.
So you're flying into Calgary?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to drive in. You're going to go up through Banff.
Oh, I put Camp Can. Let me try that again. Camp Canna. Got see.
So you're going to go through Banff? That's cool.
Oh, come on now.
And you've never seen the mountains?
No, I mean, I've been to Vegas, so I've seen those mountains, but
no, there's a little big difference there.
Not really. It's the same mountain range.
I've seen mountains in
Venezuela. Yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
But those are more hills. The Venezuelan one, they're just like.
Right this time, is that right? Is that spelt right? Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay, yes, it is.
I think we had this discussion, right? That hilled, treed mountains are not mountains; they're just hills.
Correct.
The rocks. Yeah, if
Although,
there's trees on them, they're a hill.
most mountains don't have trees on them, except for pine, because pine will grow in the rocks and attach themselves to the rocks. I watched a video on that this morning.
Yeah, but pine do not do well with low oxygen and not close or that low of atmospheric pressure.
You know what? The pine up here, the tops had the beetles, right?
Oh yeah.
And so when you're driving up here, there's an area where all the tops of the trees are like look dead, right?
Yeah, they are.
They are. Yeah. The Japanese or Asian beetles.
Mm-hmm.
They just devour the plant life up here, unfortunately.
Pine borers things.
Yeah. Life in the boreal forest. Okay, another song. It's called One Plant, One Love. This is the 420 radio show.
Okay, why do I think that's going to be a Jamaican theme song?
In the yard, sun on the fence, green leaf dancing makes sweet sense. One little plant in the humble pot, roots run deep in the place I got. Mama said keep it clean, keep it right, share that mercy through the night. One hand feed, one hand hold, quiet fire, hard to go. When the pressure come, I breathe out slow. Let the good vibes start to grow. No fight, no fear, just a gentle flame. Same earth, same sky, same name. One plant, one love. One plant, one love. One plant, one love. It'll rise above. Give thanks, give peace. Oh, give thanks. Oh, give thanks. One plant, one love. Jamaican breeze. By the roadside, rhythm in the air. Sister laughing, brother not care. Leaf in the morning, leaf at dusk. Not for trouble, just trust. When the day feel hard, let it ease. Let the mind bend with the trees. From Kingston corner to the mountain stone, everybody want a little piece of home. When the pressure come, I breathe out slow. Let the good vibes start to grow. No fight, no fear, just a gentle flame. Same earth, same sky, same name. One plant, one love. One plant, one love. One plant, one love. It'll rise above. Give thanks, give peace. Oh, give thanks. Oh, give thanks. One plant, one love. Jamaican breeze. Pass it around the circle wide. No heavy shadow, no divide. Drums keep time, feet move free. Healing grow where the people be. One plant, one love. One plant, one love. One plant, one love. It rise above. Give thanks, give peace. Oh, give thanks. Oh, give thanks. One plant, one love. Jamaican breeze. Oh, one love. One plant, one love. One plant, one love. Forever sweet.
And like that, Marijane is gone.
Whew.
That's
nice.
cool, buddy. If you go to our YouTube channel, and you'll see music by Al, and that is a collection of stuff that I've done and the stuff that Al Graham has done over at Pace.
Oh, he's making songs too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Wonder if Darcy's listening.
I wonder. Maybe he's sleeping with his mama.
Oh, who knows? That sounded fucking
I
weird.
know. I was like, shut up, Al.
What are you talking about, Al?
Sorry, Darcy. Now we'll know if he's listening or not.
That's too funny. I found a recipe I'm gonna try, and then I'm gonna try them, and then if I like them, then I might try and medicate them.
What?
Creamsicle cookies.
Oh, you saw those, did you?
Yeah, but I looked at that recipe that was on the video, and I didn't like that.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, so I went and found the recipe, and then yeah, I think I can medicate them.
I learned something that I want to pass on. When you make, I made butter out of FICO or RSO, whatever you want to call it, oil. And I noticed, and what I do is I break off a chunk and use it and put it back in the freezer. So I noticed a white fluid in the bottom.
Water.
Let me finish. I noticed a white fluid in the bottom, and it's not water, it's milk. And I was told the lady, I watch a lady who makes stuff out of oil all the time. She said a lot of people just, ew, and throw it away, right? But it's milk, and it's infused milk. It's just it's like
so what I do when I'm making butter, right? Because a lot of times I'll make butter for certain recipes. As it's cooling, I put it in the fridge to cool it.
Yeah.
As soon as it starts to set, I bring it out and stir it.
Yeah, it's separating. Yeah.
And I stir it several times to incorporate that infused milk back into that butter. So until it's fully set, it gets stirred a few times just to incorporate it all. And then I don't have it separate when it freezes.
Okay, but most people will make their oil, be it out of cannabis or oil or concentrates, however you like your oil, and then they just put it in the freezer and they use it as they use it. And so my point is, don't throw out that milk, that milky white product in the back, at the bottom of your container after you've used up all your butter, because that's infused milk. Put it in your, coffee or tea, or use it in cooking, whatever. Don't throw it out. It's not bad.
Or when you make your butter, let it set while it's still hot and liquid. Let it set.
Yeah.
And then take the clarified butter off, which is ghee.
And that's why they tell you to take that off, right?
And then take the rest of that butter that still has the milk solids and stuff like that in it, and use that in your baking.
Yeah. I'll do that from now on, because I opened up the container. I used half of it, right, to make cookies the other day, a few weeks ago. And the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I finally bought some fresh eggs. So I'm going to make cookies this weekend.
Cool.
And I've got a half a tub left. So I made it as per instructions and threw it in the freezer. And then when I went to use it the last time, I saw this like viscous white stuff in the bottom. I was like, ew. And what did I do?
Off on his butter.
Yeah, it looked like somebody came in my jug.
Al in the middle of the night.
Yeah. I'm not that desperate, thanks. Not yet. You'll read about it in the newspaper.
Oh God, no.
But yeah, so I wanted to make sure that I passed that along because that's something that most people would just go, ew, and drain it out. And then, that's a good, in some cases, that could be a good half a cup of cannabis milk.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as your butter's not moldy and stuff when you make it, it's not going to be bad.
Yeah.
So, now, next question. How long will cannabis butter stay in your fridge in a margarine container?
Probably forever.
Yeah, that's my point.
And the reason being is the U.S. Department of Health holds a patent on cannabinoids as antioxidants, which means they act as a preservative. So hemp seed oil, which is very, very volatile oil, can't be heated or loses its properties, goes rancid very easily.
Yes.
Within a few months. If I mix it with my formulation and do it up, I've not seen it turn rancid yet, and I've got stuff that's over 7 years old.
I've got about this much left in the olive oil and FICO mix, and it's just sitting on the counter. It's not even in the fridge, and it's been a year since I made it, I guess.
Oh yeah,
and it's fine. I put it in my tea. I put little droplets in my tea every now and then when I don't have any bud, and you know what? It helps. It helps to the point where I went to the legal store and inquired on getting some RSO because they have it there. It's $35 a syringe for a gram. I figured better to have that than nothing because that maintenance microdose every day, 4 times a day, it really, really, really helps. And it's good for your skin too.
For a comfortable little dose, 1 gram should supply you 100 doses.
Yes.
As a comfortable dose.
Right. And that'll last you at four. That's a month's worth.
Well, it depends on how much THC. So if you look at most oils are going to range anywhere from 50 to 85%.
Let me look. I have other computers. You can keep talking.
If it goes over 85%, you're starting to deal with distillates.
Yeah, and you know how I feel about that. Yes, I am 19 plus. So while I'm looking for this, I want to make a mention. Facebook, even though we're on Facebook, we broadcast the show, we broadcast other shows on Facebook. They are now deleting the video after 30 days. So now our Facebook pages for the show, for the station, looks like a bunch of fucking deleted videos. There's nothing else there.
Rude.
Hardly. Yep. So please step on over to our YouTube channel, and that's where you can get, as Buddy mentioned, our playlists. We put all our music on there. We put all our shows on there. If you want to follow both Al, him, and myself, step on over to 420 Pace. That's where we do a weekend reboot called the Saturday Reroll, which is all of our shows here at 420 Radio and all of Al's shows, as well as a few others mixed in over at Pace Radio there. And that runs all day Saturday. So check that out tomorrow at 420radio.ca, 420pace.ca. The 420 Pace, and what's the last one? The paceradio.net is Al's, so you can go check us out there. But anyways, my point was, check us out on YouTube. You can watch us live there. You can watch years and years and years and years of shows. I think there's over 1,000 now. So even Allison's on a few because she used to be here with us. at the 420 radio show when we were doing audio stuff. Long time. And also, I want to make a mention. I was hoping everybody else would be here today, but today marks our 20th season start. This is our first show of the 20th season.
Damn.
Yeah, and a lot of things have changed.
No shit.
I mean, Marcel's been around, I think, close to 15 now. We found Marijane made a deduction and found out she'd been around for 9 already. Allison was for, she was around for a little while. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Was Darcy here before Marijane?
Who?
Was Darcy before Marijane?
No.
I didn't think so.
I met Marijane when what's his name?
When you were in Hamilton.
No. Shortly after that. I think she was following us for a little while before that, but
okay.
I met her at first when we went to look at the building we were going to do the store in.
Okay.
I can't even remember where it is now. In Trent.
Yeah.
With what's his name?
Ross
Middleton. Yeah. Sorry, Ross.
Allison's been around for the last 100 years.
Well, she has been. Like I said, okay, so
I don't think Allison's older than me.
I don't think we're all about the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think
all I can hear in the background is my dog and my cat both eating.
Oh.
Such an annoying sound. Okay, so I was looking at extracts and oil. Where is it?
I know what percentage that was.
It's Oliva RSO. Says Oliva RSO is high THC decarboxylated full spectrum cannabis oil. This product only contains cannabinoids, terpenes derived from cannabis grown at our farm in St. Thomas, Ontario. No fillers, no additives, no synthetics. It is 62 to 70, 62.5 to 70.5%.
Yeah.
And
so if you make 100 cookies, then they'll be between 6 and 7 milligrams per.
No, I'm going to use this for caps, and they're going to be the number one.
If you make 100 of them,
yeah.
Then they'll be. But if you're going to mix them with an oil,
I'm going to mix them with vegetable oil. Excuse me 1 second.
You have to fart.
Tell my cat to fuck off. That wouldn't be good radio.
But telling us that you did it probably wasn't good radio either, but that's okay. If you're going to mix it with an oil.
With a vegetable, right? Virgin olive oil. I have a big pail of it.
And what size capsules?
The number ones. And I've weighed it out, and I use them also for my mushrooms. And it holds about 0.15
of mushroom.
Of the mushroom. So it would be about the same as the liquid, because you can only fill up half, right?
0.5 milliliter per number one capsule.
It's not
0.5 milliliter for a number one capsule.
Is that what that is?
If you take 10 milliliters, you should get 20 capsules.
Okay, you know what? I'm dyslexic, and that kind of math just fucks my head up, dude.
Allison is our age.
Yep.
We old.
I'm 63 this year.
That's the kind of math I do every day, Al.
Yeah, but I can't do it, and that's why I'm dyslexic. Hello?
Right. So that's why I'm telling you.
I know.
That each capsule.
So I'm looking at 100 caps per gram. Or 200.
Well, no,
you said 200 when I made my first batch.
Right, because you're mixing it with a carrier oil.
Okay, so I can get 200 caps.
Yeah.
And 4 times a day. So that's a month's worth of medicine for $34.99 plus tax at the legal cannabis store. Okay, and there's other brands that you can get on the OCS. This is just what I have available to me at the legal store here, my cannabis in Terrace Bay.
Right.
Eventually I will be making my own.
Right. So you take your one gram of oil.
Yeah.
And then you top it up to 100 milliliters of your carrier oil.
Right.
Olive oil or whatever. Mix it completely.
Warm it and mix it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can warm it and mix that.
Don't let it boil, because if you let it start boiling, you're going to burn off your cannabis.
You should never go over 180 degrees.
There you go.
Fahrenheit. Heat it up.
Just a young pup, buddy.
Mix it up well. And if you do it in a clear glass container, take a flashlight and shine it. And look and see to make sure it's all dissolved.
Yeah.
And then fill up your capsules. Fill up 200 capsules of that 100 milliliters.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a nice little dose for every day.
Dean has a printer, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you call them?
3D printer?
3D printer. So I'm going to see if I can find a pattern or whatever you call those files that you have to get to use them. I'm going to try and make a dispenser to help with filling, meaning it'll hold all the shells, right? As opposed to going and spending $100 on one that actually works.
You know what I built my first one out of?
I was just going to say, Marcel, the first one I have is right here, and I went out and I bought a piece of trim at the store, and then I put holes in it to hold my caps. And that's what I started doing the caps, my mushroom caps with.
Okay, so what I did is I took
Now I just go like this with my fingers and then lick my fingers off.
Yeah, but I took a piece of pegboard.
Oh, yeah. You have
wooden board with all the holes in it.
Yeah, but you have to make the holes a little bit bigger.
Nope.
No.
For number one, they fit perfect.
I'm trying.
The problem is the number one will fall all the way through. So I had to screw another piece of wood on the bottom to make a base. And I literally used that for years. Mine has 50 holes.
This is what I made.
Yeah.
And just on the fly, I happened to have my drill beside me. And it worked. And I use it because it holds everything, and I don't. But then I started, I was like, I'll put it in a bowl. I'll take my fingers and go fit, and put them in the bowl. And it works.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever works. But I think that I could probably find a pattern for a 3D printer that would make something that would work a little bit better, and that would be not wood, so it would be more easier to clean and keep clean.
Hang on. I'll tell you the name of it. Because, number one, that's a lot of plastic and time on a 3D printer to do that.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
So That's not a cheap one. And there's a company called Cap 'em Quick. And Cap 'em Quick has a little plastic tray that you can get in varying sizes depending on what size capsules you want.
Is there a URL?
Has 50 holes. Hang on, I'll find you a link for Cap 'em Quick.
Put it in the chat there.
No, I gotta find.
We'll put it in the chat, is what I'm saying, if you find it.
I will when I find it. It's probably on fucking Amazon.
Amazon. I like Amazon. Did you just burp?
Me? No.
Holy. I should have made cookies for tonight. But I didn't. I didn't. How long does an egg last in your fridge?
A what?
An egg.
An egg. Months.
Like, so how long after the best before date can you keep
Months?
an egg in the fridge? Months? Yeah.
Months.
There's a way to find out if it's still okay before you use it that doesn't involve breaking it open.
Probably.
Well, from what I understand, as long as it's refrigerated, they'll last years. You know, I may be wrong. I don't know. Buddy, do you know? Allison, do you know? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? So it's time to go. Did you find the information that you were looking for?
Yeah, I found one here that shows you all of their products.
Okay, well let's bookmark that for next week. Okay.
Posting it right now.
You're gonna post it? Okay. I'm gonna grab that and we'll bookmark the conversation for next week.
There you
Okay.
go.
Go there. Okay. Quick. Cap M Quick.
Cap 'em
Oh,
Quick.
Cap Quick. You know, and I've seen these, and
Yeah.
I've tried to order these, and they weren't available.
Oh,
So I
Yeah.
should get number ones because that's the one I have. Correct.
yep.
$33.99. Is that Canadian or US?
I have no idea. I didn't look at the website.
Okay, I think it's probably US, if I remember correctly. But anyways, all right. So I'm gonna bookmark this, and we'll have this conversation next week on the 420 radio show. How's that?
Sure.
Okay, buddy. It's time for us to go.
All right. Y'all have a great week.
Bong bye.
Bye.
Time to walk the dog.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.